Now let's take a look at the exact mechanisms of how TRAININGMASK works. TRAININGMASK is a unique training tool which effectively resists airflow with each inhalation that the user breathes in. When you inhale, air moves across the flux valves, providing one-way resistance. TRAININGMASK also offers different levels of resistance to add more resistance to each inhale. Each set of caps that the mask comes with allows a different amount of air through to the flux valves, which makes breathing harder or easier depending on what type of resistance you're looking for. This air resistance allows us to accomplish two important things. Number one, isolate the respiratory musculature used to inhale and effectively add load to these muscles. And number two, assist the user's ability to learn better breathing mechanics by pacing and deepening our breathing through diaphragmatic breathing strategies. The simple act of breathing is something very little of us pay attention to. And paying attention to it while we are in the middle of an intense sprint or AMRAP is next to impossible. Ironically, improving your breathing efficiency is very important during a high-intensity work, yet it's the hardest time to focus on it. This is where TRAININGMASK comes into the equation. In order to get a satisfying breath through the mask while training, you need to take longer and deeper breaths. With the correct breathing strategy, this calls on the diaphragm to engage more forcefully than it typically would without the mask. Majority of people who perform a physically taxing activity will generally breathe more rapidly, causing the breathing rate to increase as the intensity of the activity increases. Another scientific term known as ventilatory threshold. Oftentimes, rapid breathing is characterized with a shallow breathing, and shallow breathing prevents us from getting a maximal breath on each inhalation. And we all know poor breathing leads to poor performance due to fatigue. The application of TRAININGMASK can help us learn to get in the habit of taking slower and deeper breaths while we train, even while we are training at higher intensities. It will help us retrain our core breathing muscles to fire in the right sequence so that we can take fuller, deeper breaths. This makes us more effective and efficient at breathing and can dramatically lead to an increase in cardiorespiratory function. This makes us more effective and efficient at breathing and can dramatically lead to an increase in cardiorespiratory function.